Hello and welcome to the World Cup Minute, Day 13. My name's Josh. I'm here with Brandon. Brandon, how are you?
Lucky 13, Josh, I would say, and it's good to see you in a suit and tie. You're still at an undisclosed location.
Yes,
But we fixed your audio today. Apologies for the swirling air conditioning you could hear in the background on Day 12 of the World Cup Minute. But we have finally done it, Josh. We reached the end of the group stage.
Yes.
If anybody wanted to see what the greatest nations in the world's B squads look like, today was a banner day. We saw some favorites for Brazil, particularly for Premier League fans like Gabriel Martinelli, Bruno Guimaraes. Guimaraes put on kind of a Lukaku highlight film. He watched the Lukaku highlights yesterday. A lot of misses, but it was crazy to see Bruno so active. Yeah,
Ronaldo was the same way. I mean, it looks like he missed a ton of chances today as well. I'm not even sure why they wheeled him out there for that match. I guess just so he can score goals. Just the way he bends all light around him. Like this team is not allowed to move forward as a nation until he leaves, I guess. So that must be fun for their supporters. I guess they love him, so it's fine. I don't know. From an outside perspective, I'm like, get rid of this guy.
Sure, yeah, we're kind of done spending time and energy trying to calibrate that Ronaldo conversation. We shouldn't start off in such a cynical tone, though. That's certainly my fault. The best moment of the day for me was the final whistle with South Korea and all of the South Korean players in tears with the fans, with joy, still with it all hanging in the balance with Uruguay trying to go for a third goal to upset again the group. But just to see how much it meant to that team felt really special and unique.
It was great. I mean, this World Cup has just been so fantastic. Honestly, the matches themselves, I should say. Obviously, we don't need to talk about the stuff that's been talked about to death around the World Cup. But in terms of the games and the late stage drama, late match drama, I just don't know what else you could possibly ask for. You have enough serious contenders that made their way through, enough should have been contenders that didn't, to make things sort of dramatic. A couple of late wins. Obviously, it doesn't get much later than South Korea's goal in the 91st minute today, as you were just referencing. And so it's been terrific. I mean, I think that congrats to South Korea, another club kind of in this. In that Australia, I mean, they're not quite Australia levels, but they weren't heavily favored, certainly, to come out of that group, and so it's an impressive for them to get into round 16.
Oh, definitely, yeah, and like late drama that was exciting, but amounted to nothing in the end was Aboubakar's goal for Cameroon, where it was unclear whether Cameroon thought they had just sent themselves into the knockout stages. Aboubakar definitely went above and beyond with his celebration and tore his shirt off, and it was promptly given a handshake and a see you later red card from the referee.
Kind of a shrugging red from the ref. Like, I like that. He's just like, yeah, sorry, man, and he seemed fine with it. I think they didn't think they were. I think they knew. I think they knew they weren't going through it because he. When he got the red card, he laughed and was fine with it. So I think they kind of knew it was more of a moral victory.
Yeah, a moral victory, and one that can be overlooked. This is not the World Cup group stages. This tournament, this stage of the tournament are the World Cup finals. They're in the finals. Cameroon has come to the finals, and they gave their nation a win against the tournament favorites. Apart from progressing from the group, that's really as good as it gets as a Cameroonian. I mean, not to belittle what it would be to be a Cameroonian fan. You want your team to advance, but like good on them. Like I'm all for the pyrrhic victories these days. The older I get, Josh, I think you can relate.
Take your wins where you can get them. I think that's exactly right. And congrats to Serbia as well, another country that, not Serbia, Switzerland. Serbia learn how to play better defense, guys. I mean, geez, it's ridiculous. 5 goals conceded. 6 goals conceded in the last 2 matches. Not great. Bob.
Yeah, very disappointing tournament for Serbia. I thought like the first half of that Serbia-Switzerland game was lively, to sort of understate it. It was back and forth, And it looked like Serbia really had their plan down when they went 2-1 up. I thought, okay, like these are two good goals scored by Serbia.
From Mitro.
They've got absolutely sensational. Totally agree. But ultimately, Switzerland was able to produce what is probably my favorite goal of the tournament so far, the Freuler goal. That was a Shaqiri dink into the box, back heel, and Freuler slots it
really nice,
beautifully away. That's one for the the technicians as opposed to the people like you, Josh, who love the screamers. You're more of a screamer guy.
Well, I love like the Grealish goal. I mean, it's true that some of the greatest goals are not about the finish, right? It's about everything that led up to the finish. Yeah. And so I agree. I thought that was also a spectacular goal. I mean, again, this is why this has been such a great World Cup from a match to match standpoint, because we just had so many great goals. And even today, I mean, that Mitro header is like out of a textbook. Like, you could not get the ball on top of your head and redirect it with less energy. It was like the most efficient, perfect headed goal, right? It was just bounced off at the perfect angle, undefendable. It was beautiful.
Yeah, so it really was. And the match, just to round out, I guess, that discussion, the match didn't disappoint as far as like the tension and all that. And of course, I saw the Football Ramble tweeted that surely when the game is over and if Xhaka hasn't gotten a yellow card yet, he's going to go in just to get one for himself for fun. And he did. He created a huge brawl. That match did not disappoint.
He probably.
Anything else from the day that stood out for you?
No, I think we're pretty much there. I was going to say, I don't need to make a reference to Xhaka match fixing or yellow card fixing again, Brennan. That's you can look it up. It's out there. That's that. So no, I think we're good on day 13. Obviously, Brazil went through despite the loss. They won their group despite the loss, and so there was really not a lot for them to play for. And the bracket is now set. So we have matches all weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We have 2 matches per day. Just a very, very, very brief rundown of the bracket here, Brandon. Tomorrow we've got Netherlands and the U.S. play in the morning. Argentina and Australia play in the afternoon. Sunday you've got England, Senegal, and the English are like looking past Senegal already. There's talk about resting players for that match. Like, I'm sure that won't come back to haunt them. This like a display of extreme hubris. But and then France, Poland. I should blame the English supporters who are typically pretty cautious in their approach. But Gary Lineker was talking about who should be rested for the next round's match, and I think that's pretty dumb. Also, the idea that Kyle Walker can contain Kylian Mbappe is kind of patently ridiculous in my opinion. But this is the same Gary Lineker who put Marcus Rashford in his team of the year last year, right? Like he just doesn't watch matches, I don't think. So anyway, I could go on about my Lineker thoughts.
Here we go. All right, I love this.
So then France, Poland play on Sunday, and then Monday we've got Japan, Croatia, Brazil, South Korea. And Tuesday, Morocco, Spain, Portugal, Switzerland. So it's a lot. I mean, just a fun 16. It's a very unusual mix, and some of the teams that made it through just create some really interesting matches. I mean, I think that South Korea match with that one should be interesting. I guess the one before that on Monday, the Japan Croatia, I think will be a lot of fun. And obviously tomorrow's matches are both extremely interesting. And I think that Netherlands US. I mean, what do you think? Let's just get right into it right now because we're Americans. What are your thoughts going into tomorrow's Netherlands-U.S. match?
I feel good. Pulisic was passed as fit to play tomorrow. So, Josh Sargent, I think, is the other American was on the injury list. But, he seems interchangeable with Haji Wright. Haji Wright started in the 9. I mean, it's not really a big deal. This is more. Berhalter for the U.S. is using the number 9 more to create shape than he is relying on that person to actually score goals. So whatever, put a paper bag up there. A paper bag that would just blow around. I don't know why I thought about that.
It's an American Beauty
I
reference.
think it's again like what I keep coming back to with the U.S. is it is down to that midfield and our midfield of McKennie, Tyler Adams, and Musa have been so brilliant this entire tournament. and they just need to keep going. They need to keep pushing and controlling the ball. When we've been able to possess and control the tempo, and when we do that, that's good. Now, we haven't faced a midfielder like Nigel de Jong yet, and he like has his good days and his bad days. So I don't know. Am I predicting? I'm predicting a 2-1 U.S. victory just to demonstrate how kind of bullish I am. I saw Ben Mee in The Athletic today. This is a weird one. Ben Mee, a British central defender at Brentford, wrote an article in The Athletic about what the U.S. has to do to contain Cody Gakpo. So
unstoppable.
I mean, the content for the World Cup is out there in every respect. I mean, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, what do you think is going to happen? What do what needs to happen for the U.S.?
Well, I think we need to be able to score more than one goal. That's my concern. I'd kind of like to see Weah start up front and Reyna on the right, and us actually really go for it. I mean, Virgil van Dijk is just going to be a really hard player for us to deal with, as we're sort of set up. And Reyna's got a lot of size and power. I sort of like him in there to help with that. But I don't think Berghuis is going to do that, because I think he's going to be too afraid of Netherlands' attack. I'm not really sure he needs to, though, because and under Van Gaal, I mean, they're not going to open things up and really go for it. That's just not his style ever. So, I think this could be like a 1-0 Netherlands win, something like that. A 1-1 match that goes to extra time. I could see that, or maybe goes to pens. I see it being a fairly low scoring affair. I think that there's just a lot. I don't know. Maybe I'm just blinded by some of the stars on Netherlands. I mean, even if it's not the starriest Netherlands team ever, I think that Gakpo really has been kind of unstoppable in this tournament so far, despite the fact that neither you or I probably could identify him in a crowded room before this World Cup took place. De Jong is brilliant or frequently brilliant, and Van Dijk, despite a small dip, is certainly one of the world's greatest center backs as well. So there's a strong spine to this team, and so I agree. I think our midfield is strong. I just worry about whether we can score enough to win this game. But like you said, I think there is something to be said for the way we've set up in this kind of with the forward as kind of like Olivier Giroud style when France won the World Cup back in 2018, right? The sort of the forward that which was what Sargent had been doing, sort of for a forward who does some hold up play and then creates some opportunities for the wingers, in this case Weah and Pulisic, to go through and create some chances. So I think they'll have some chances. I just I don't know. I think they have to get a little bit lucky, and I think that's fine. I think so. I guess I sort of side with the betting favorites. I mean, the bookies, right? Who think that the Netherlands are something like a 65% chance, which is not. I mean, that's Need I remind you, Brandon? I don't know why I'm referencing this, but 538 gave Donald Trump a 30% chance of winning the 2016 election. Everyone has, that over the years that has been used to accuse 538 of being wrong about the election. But 30%, for anyone who understands anything about math, is actually quite a strong chance. That is that is really very reasonable. It's roughly 1 in 3 chances, give or take a few percentage points. And so if the U.S. can win 1 out of 3, then why not go into tomorrow feeling cautiously optimistic? I mean, we're gonna win 1 out of 3 of them, and so and we're playing very confident. Totally. Our defense has been good, so let's go.
Yeah, I'm inserting the Jim Carrey from Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance GIF at this moment in the conversation. So I think it's going to be a tight game, and perhaps a better game than Argentina Australia, but that's selling Australia short, a team that has finished the group stage really strong, and Argentina haven't really met expectations, good as they've been. So I was feeling like Argentina in their third match started to hit a bit of a stride. All the players around Messi were starting to play better and contribute more. which is going to be concerning to Australia. Well, who would you rather play, Josh? If America is lucky enough to get past Netherlands, you've got two options. You can either play Australia, which is a dream come true for you, Josh. Australia head that you are. Or we could play Argentina, led by Messi, and that would raise the commercial view of the game to the stratosphere here in the U.S. I don't think we could stress enough how much coverage that match would get, how the major viewership that match would get if Americans find out we're playing against Lionel Messi in the World Cup finals.
God, well, now you're putting me in a tough spot because there's the tension between, as a fan, I would much rather play Australia. I just want to keep winning. Assuming we win tomorrow, then yes, I'd rather play Australia and just get further ahead. As somebody who has just gone from 9 hours on a conference floor to record a daily podcast with you, such as my love for the Always Cheating brand and our and our sort of place in the world of American soccer / football, I think you're right that it would be a massively viewed, massively hyped, massively attended thing that would only lift U.S. soccer. So I feel a great tension there, but I will answer as a fan, which is that I would rather play Australia. Give me the higher percentage chance of winning. I want to see the U.S. in the semifinals of the World Cup. Come on, but that is very unlikely, I think, because even though we have consistently underrated Australia, it is just going to be very, 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 very difficult for them to beat Argentina tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm happy for Australian listeners to correct me, but they had their last win against Denmark, who had basically already packed their bags to go home. And it's still a mystery that people are trying to figure out why Denmark's form fell off a cliff since the Euros and why they just didn't show up for this tournament. Yeah. And prior to that, it was a touchy match with Tunisia. So, as far as draws go, it's been kind of an easier path for Australia. I mean, credit to them for taking it. But, I suspect that Australia is going to meet the end of the road. And, with players like Alvarez on Argentina.
Yeah, we should probably just quit predicting Australia losses, though. They've been proving us wrong time and again.
Yeah, this is like Ken Early on the Second Captains podcast, continually predicting that Real Madrid is going out of the Champions League last season until they finally win it and Karim Benzema walks away with the Ballon d'Or. So, it's a mugs game. It's a mugs game. But it's going to be great. I'm going to be up at 10 a.m. To watch the U.S. I'm wishing you luck, Josh, to find a quiet corner in the exhibit floor to watch.
I've already talked to my colleagues about it, and I'm blocking out some time at least for the second half. So that's nice. I cannot block out 2 hours, sadly, but I can do an hour. So that's what I'm going to do. Are you going to watch the match anywhere in New York? Are you going to go out and see it?
Yeah, I think I'm going to get together with our friend Trevor somewhere in the city. It's going to rain, so it can go either way. A day like this. Now, in a quieter footballing nation like America, sometimes the rain might just keep people away, keep them at home, or the rain might just send people indoors to bars everywhere. But yeah, I'll get together with one of our good friends and whoop it up. Sounds great. Trevor might be a good luck charm, Josh, because you watched the Iran game with Trevor, in which the U.S. won. So we got to keep this. We got to keep him around as a mascot.
That's true. Yeah. So, well, good. All right. Well, I'm jealous, but I'm excited that you guys get to watch that together. It'll be a unique. I'll never forget the day that I snuck out of a conference to watch the U.S. play Netherlands. So that'll always stick in my head in a funny way too. So thanks everyone for listening, and we'll be back tomorrow to talk about what happens. So thanks all.